Render is the NVIDIA of crypto. Hey guys, Foxy's Trading here, back with another crypto video for you guys. And today we are talking about Render. Yes, we love Render. I love Render. It is in my portfolio. I have been holding Render for a while now, and I am very bullish on Render. I definitely believe we can see a 5 to 10x on Render in the future. And if you guys are new to crypto, maybe, and you don't know what Render is, the easiest way I can explain to you what Render is that it's basically a decentralized GPU rendering for AI, for 3D, for VFX, and for gaming. Okay? So if you don't know what that is, I will break down Render a little bit more later down in the video. I want to look at some things going on with Twitter, look at the coin market cap, look at the market structure, and then we'll talk about Render. Okay, so I want to start by showing you this. Render recently. Top 16 monthly whale USD inflows. We can see Render is number one with $21 million of inflow going into Render. And if you ask yourself why this is, I think it's because of rate cuts that are happening today. And probably when I release this video, because I'll release it later, rate cuts have already happened. And hopefully they have happened. And hopefully they went in the way of crypto, because that is what we want. If you don't know what rate cuts are, I look at my previous video. I released a literally quick 4-minute explanation about rate cuts. So you can basically see that every time there's a rate cut, price goes up, rate cut, price goes up, rate cut, price goes up. So we're hoping that rate cut now, price goes up, because we want to start seeing those gains on Render. Okay. This guy on Twitter, these are his targets: $5, $6, $7, and $10. And I definitely think we can get that $10 mark by December. I think that is very, very obtainable. We will look at market structure in a second. Let's have a look at coin market cap. So Render is at $3.80 right now. It's a little bit down in the 7 days. Market cap volume is down a little bit also, and it is ranked number 56 in the world out of 9,481 cryptos. Okay, it's listed on all the big exchanges. We know that because it's one of the biggest coins, it's one of the most talked about coins, and I think it's a very stable coin. And I think it's a good investment idea, especially now when prices are low. Prices are low. All right, so it's a good time to get. So if you don't know what Render is, I just want to break it down a little bit for you guys. Okay, so Render is short for Render Network. We know that. And instead of big studios, gaming studios, film studios buying NVIDIA and buying GPUs to render their products, they basically go to Render, and Render lets them rent out decentralized GPU power from a global network. Okay, so they are giving people a decentralized GPU market pretty much. And the reason why it's so great is because that it's so much cheaper and so much more accessible than NVIDIA. You see these new NVIDIA graphics cards, they are so expensive. Now imagine having to pay for thousands of those, hundreds of those, to render your movie or your game as fast as possible, right? You can see how that would be an advantage. And a big thing is that there is already so many real world cases for it, you know, CGI, gaming, metaverse. I even think there's some in like architecture. People are using for big architecture projects. They're using Render, so it's a good look. So NVIDIA, it's the old school, it's the foundation, and then Render's the new guy on the block, trying to provide new system for us people. Okay, and as you know, NVIDIA, they might be the biggest stock in the world, or they're like top 3. I think they're like a couple $1 trillion. So the demand is insane. So if NVIDIA can peak to those kind of highs and Render just keep on producing good things and more utility and more people start using them, it's just going to go to the places of NVIDIA. And the more that is used in Hollywood and gaming, it is just going to go up. So that is why I like Render. I like the company. I like the people behind it. I like their image. I like their design. I like where they are going, their projects, everything about it. I really do think it has the potential for a good 5x at the minimum. Okay. So if we break down the market structure of Render, we can see it is pretty low at this point. Okay. I think if you are looking to invest in Render, I think it's a great time. Like seriously, a great time to invest. We can see there is this massive support zone right over here. Not only that, this support zone fills this imbalance in price. Okay, so we're basically at the lows. What I do not absolutely want to see happening is us ever going below here and closing below here. That will not be a good look. But as long as we stay above it, we are in the green. What I want to see next from Render, I want to see us close above this zone right over here. Not only that, there is this imbalance of price right over here also. So if we can see rate cuts, do something like this, and eventually grind our way up. I truly believe this area, $10, $10 to $11 by December, very, very achievable. Somebody that invests now, let's just say you get in at $4, right? 2.5x, 2.25x, something like that. But I think it's going to go much higher. I definitely think $20 is where I'm aiming for Render. What else can we see with the market? On the weekly time frame, these are pretty much equal lows, so there's no higher lows forming here. There's a higher low forming here. We are in this little bit of a wedge trend line, as you can see. I just think we're preparing for rate cuts. I just think it's going to be really important. And yeah, we'll see what happens after. I'm going to be breaking down Render more often when there is more news. Look at market structure, where it goes. Like ideally in the upcoming time, I want to see us close above here, right? I want to see price go above it, close above it, and I think then we can start pushing up. So yeah, that is my take on Render. I am bullish on Render. But remember, guys, I'm just a fox trying to give you my info. So make sure you do your own research, not a financial advisor. Make sure you like, comment on what cryptos you want me to look at more, subscribe. I'm in need as a young YouTuber. It's tough out here. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.